Greetings Space Cadets and welcome back for another Minecraft survival episode. In today's episode we are going to be doing some little updates around our base. We're going to be doing some maintenance on a few things, like we're going to change all these fences and put some path improvements in. And then in the next episode we're going to go exploring far beyond our base. So let's hop downstairs into our main room. We're also going to have a little tour of all of the things that we've done so far, because this is, I think, is this episode 22 or 23? I think it's 23. Let's have a look. I've got some bits and bobs in here that we're going to use today just for our work. We're going to put these spruce slabs along the paths just to make some little steps in places. I had a little walk around before I started recording and I probably could have done it with 3 stacks given what's there. But we're just going to grab everything out of here. Well, actually not quite everything, because we'll not fit it all in. Everything that I think that we'll need. And we're going to have a little wander around all of our things. The first thing we're going to do today is I want to make a slight upgrade though to our system here for when things come in, because in a later update we're going to connect this to somewhere some things are going to be flowing in quite regularly, and I'd like to be able to have a noise every time that we get something. So what we're going to do is we're going to carve out here, and ooh, that of course we're going to get wet here as well, aren't we? Right. Let's just... Ooh, it must have gone back into my inventory. Oh, there it is. Let's pop that there for a moment. So yeah, so what we're going to do here is create a little system where we'll get a buzz every time something comes in. And we're going to have to carve out a couple of blocks here because we need to place a comparator here. But I think what we'll also do is we'll maybe place a comparator coming out of this one here, so anything that's coming out of the furnaces, so that we know the furnaces are dropping things in, we get like a buzz. So let's see, let's create a comparator out of there, and then I suppose we'll pop it straight into the note block. And then, ooh, how far is the signal? The signal's only got a last one, isn't it? Tell you what, we will place this here. We're going to have to take out these blocks. And let's go on. Oh, no, I have a repeater. Oh, well, that's handy. We'll pop a repeater out of there. And then some redstone here. Will that work, or will we have to guide it in? I think we'll guide it in just to be sure. So let's pop that there and see if that works. Throw a bit of redstone in. Oh, of course we need to change, so we know that works. Let's just change that sound. I think it's a dirt block. We're limited to the sounds in Bedrock Edition because you can't put the gold slab for the good sound. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, we'll go with that. As I say, we're quite limited for the sounds that we can have here. Let's pop some cobble in that gap. Oops, wrong one. And let's replace those and pop that over there. And get our redstone back. So let's just test to see if that works. We'll throw a dirt block in there. Oh, and nothing happened. Of course. It's going to have to go lower, isn't it? Okay everybody, that was a slightly more complicated build than what I thought it was going to be, just for the tight space that we're in here. But you can see here we've got this hopper here which gets the signal and passes its signal down and pushes it into the note block. And we're using this hopper here, so that one there gets a signal and passes it down there. So if I chuck something in the water stream, we'll get a buzz that something's coming in. And I'll pop something in there, we'll also get a buzz that something's coming in. So now let's just patch this back up, get some cobble in there. Where else is not needed? Right, we need an air gap there. We don't need a gap there. And we have to leave that one there open. Let's just check that that still works. And we can hear it. There we go, so we'll hear that there. I'll maybe try putting a different sound on there because it just sounds horrible, the sounds in this now, don't they? Yeah, we'll leave that andesite there because we don't need it. Right, so for the next part now, we're going to head over to the skeleton farm because I've made some updates over there that would necessarily just to improve its efficiency. So we're going to hop through the Nether Hub and I'll also show you that while we're there. I should also say as well, I went out exploring and I come back with a few dogs. Just to get the Xbox achievement. Actually, let's have a quick update on our Xbox achievements. So we only have 10 more to go. I was actually able to get that diamond one by I got a new iPhone and put Minecraft on it and was able to connect locally to this world and threw diamonds at myself, technically between the phone, and got the achievement that way. So I didn't have to go on any server because the internet connection here is absolutely atrocious. But let's scroll down. So what we're going to here, spawn a wither. I don't know how we're going to do that because the wither skeletons are very, very rare in this world. Create a beacon. Well, that's sort of like in part and part with that one as well. And kill the wither. That's actually, those three are all pretty much together, aren't they? We need to sort out that end portal. We really need to go at the end because we really need some wings. Collect dragon's breath. Well, that's part of the end one as well. That's for the end. That's for the end. That's for the end, and that's for the... Actually, yeah, everything pretty much is all for the end. Apart from these ones here. Can we technically get those in from the Nether? Either way, we only have a few more achievements to go. So let's just resume that there. You see some of the other things that I will box this in eventually because that's our library back there. Let's hop up here. You see as well, just behind here, there is a dispenser. I think they're a dispenser, yeah. I always get them mixed up between the two because this portal keeps on going out. So now whenever I walk in here, it'll reignite. So let's just pop through to the Nether. Here we are. And this used to be a really, really tight set of corridors, but I spent an hour or so just hollowing it out. And now we have all of our different places we can get to really quickly. So I've got a link to the iron farm that we're going to have a look at later. The slime farm, because I've made some changes in that, we're going to have a look in there. That's our Nether temple. And here we have the route that goes off to the first stronghold. We have the first manor that I found and the second jungle biome because they're quite far away, the jungle biomes in this world. We have the Lazy Blazy Express, which goes to our Blaze farm. Over there is the skeleton farm where we're going to go in a minute. Down this corridor here we have the wood cutting zone because we don't like cutting wood in our area here because we want to stay all looking nice. The first jungle, that's not how you spell jungle. The second manor house, and that's where we're going to be going in our next episode as well. We're going to be taking a long trip because it's 20,000 blocks away in the overworld. But I have got a passageway that goes all the way there in here. I've made a little outpost there, and we'll have a look at that next time. Same as the mine shaft, which is not far from there as well, because mine shafts are very rare in this world. The rock is quite a nice spot there where I wouldn't mind building a little base at some point. Of course, we've got our blaze farm, and there are 3 nether forts going this way as well. One of them is a design I've never actually seen before in all the different worlds that I've played. But we'll look at that another day. We also have here, this is the gateway to the super tower that we built in one of our previous episodes. But for now, we are going to the skeleton farm. So let's hop into here and I'll show you the upgrades that we've made here. So here we are in the skeleton farm. We'll start off by going to the storage system. We did just have the 4 sets of double chests here, but I decided to extend it a little bit. Because at the time I was getting an absolute load of bones, but I've already converted these into blocks just for storage back at the base. But you see we've got this open area here now. We have, I don't know what to do with all of these arrows because we've got absolutely loads of these now and I have no idea what we're going to do with them. Oh, there you see, there's one getting popped up there. And you'll see as well I put a chest down the bottom. What I was finding was every now and again this system jammed because something would go up and occasionally they drop back down. And if they dropped down whilst that was extended, pushing somebody else up, they would die on it. Well, occasionally they would die on it, and the item would then drop on here, and it would weight the piston, weight the switch down, which would then keep the piston extended. So I put a hopper minecart behind here, and now we have a chest here, just where the odd item that gets from the odd creature that gets killed just gets collected and put down there, and we can fish that out manually ourselves. I have to say, since building this, we have not gone back to the Blaze Farm because this is far better for getting XP. You'll see here as well, I've popped in some glass here just so that we can watch them all going. So I don't know if will we see any spawning here. We wait a moment. There you go, there's one spawned, and we can watch it go underneath here. Slowly gets pushed down, and then down, out, and then he's away. And I left these, I turned this on just before I started recording, just so we could get a few in here. You'll see here that I have added a half slab. In the previous design, when we flicked this switch, it pushed a block up here, which was all fine. But what I found is that when we were in this mode, is as I was hacking them, things were landing on here and not going in. So what I've done is I've put another hopper here, and this hopper faces into that hopper back there, and every time it moves up and down, any excess it can just drop straight into the system. You also see as well I put a half slab because the XP was getting stuck in the hopper and I kept on having to come right up to it, because you see how we dropped down there. The XP was getting caught in there and we were missing out on some of the XP, but luckily that has no effect on the health of the skeletons. We can still just single-handedly kill them like that. And you'll see everything sort of lights up there. I don't know if we can see it with this orientation, no, but I put a light back there because for a brief time I wasn't sure if things were actually passing into the system to get sorted, or the bows to get destroyed in that. So I put a light, so every time everything gets killed and anything goes down into, I think it's the hopper underneath here, a light comes on just so you know that everything's getting in there. But let's quickly kill these. What are we on? We're level 18, almost 19. Let's see what we get from what's in here. So there we go, we actually wound up with a bow and a couple of things, probably because we were just too close. Let's just get rid of that bow and get rid of the bones there. I'm always worried when I do this that I'm going to accidentally put this sword in here, because that would be it, it would be destroyed instantly. Yeah, there we go. There's some more coming down. But I'll flick that over. And you'll see there's that light back there. This whole area here behind there is completely sealed in now. You can't get anything, you can't get through there at all. All the circuitry is completely blocked in, just so that nothing else would spawn. But right, that's this area here now we've had a look at. What we're going to do is we're going to hop out now to the surface and have a little look here. And we're going to start, I think, we might as well start putting in our steps. Because we're going to have a walk around here, we're going to put some steps in just so that everything, when we step up and down, it just looks a lot better, I think. Did I bring a shovel? Yes, I did. Well, I brought a couple of shovels. Right, let's pop those like that. And tell you what, we'll get those like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around and place these like that. That will eventually regenerate. Actually, we will speed that along a little bit. Let's dig that up and put that there. And there we go. And we're going to do this all over the place so that there are little steps going up. So I'm going to quickly zoom around this section and then we'll go back to the main island. Before we get too far away as well, you heard that there. these little sections here, I'm going to have to fill these in as well. I've gone around and I've tried to fill in as many of these as I possibly can, but I keep coming up with finding more of them, because obviously it reduces the mob cap for things that we actually want to spawn. But let's get back on the road here. So here we are, just as we begin our journey around this section, and you can see here is our conduit fountain that we made in, was it the second or the third episode? Yep, it still covers a massive area of our base. They haven't updated it because obviously those are flowing blocks that are going through there. But yeah, I still think this looks really, really cool. I never know whether I should add maybe another ring going this way. If you could place steps on the side, I probably would. But let's have a little move on here. So you can see here we can go down these far quicker than what we were before. We'll save a lot of time and energy. Let's pop another couple here. Yeah, we'll just make those going up there. And here we are at the cobble generator with the horrendous roof. We were going to have to take this whole roof down, I think, at one stage very soon, because it's a horrifically shaped roof. I just wanted to cover up the redstone, really, that was in the top of here, but it all went horribly wrong, and it's just a disaster. I can't even get out of here. So let's hop out of here. We will fix this mob farm with the at some point soon. We will correct that one. But let's see what way shall we do these ones. Okay, as we are going around, actually let's just get a shot of that horse. As we're going around, if you remember our chicken vending machine, I've been using nothing really but chicken for a while now for the food, because I just pop over here and grab some out of it. But we did make some additions to here that I can't remember if I showed in a video or not. The original system, which had all the flashing system and what have you, it kept on getting jammed. So we changed it just to have an extender just for the pulse, and we've gone with pushing observers in front of each other. So if I pop these in here, that gets shoved across there, and those get put in there. So that's just a nice and simple update, a lot less complicated than what it was in the original video. And you see the chickens are all right up there, just laying all their eggs. Oop. So let's get back on the paths and get the rest of these paths laid. So that's all the paths on the island updated now to have these slabs, and so far we have used one stack. So yep, we've definitely made far too many. Oops, typical. I don't have an axe on me either, do I? So let's just patch that up and then fix that. And what we'll do is we'll go this way, and then we've got to go the way as well, haven't we? Right, let's pop these in here. I think that's there's one more to place, and this is the path that goes around back to the base. Yep, we're going to go back to the base shortly because we have another mission where we have to go around and we're going to change all the fences, sorry, the fence gates even, but I'll show you that in a few minutes there. Let's finish building this path all the way to our big tower. So here we are now, that's the paths all leading up here done, and we might as well, since we're here, let's ride the tower, the elevator all the way at the top of the tower. still takes ages to get up the build limit here. Slowly going up. So this is the house that we built in the middle. This was a two-part build. You should check out some of the other playlists for that build. Ooh, it's actually gotten dark in the time that it's taken us to get up here, which is probably quite a good thing, because then we'll be able to have a closer look at some of the structures we've got here. So you can see right down there, that is our skeleton farm where we started at just there. We came around here on this little path, crossed over the bridges, that we will upgrade these bridges at some point. We've just done all the paths around here, because that is our monument and our chicken machine there. And we've just come all the way down and along here. We're going to have a look at next is we're going to head over to the iron farm and the slime farm. Just to show you a couple of little tiny modifications that I've made there and the reasons why. But let's have a little look at the view from up here and see what we can see as well. You can see there's just some lights there that light up the canal, because you can see the canal that goes through the mountain there, so we can sail straight out. I think I've already showed that once, and that was when we came out into the ocean and we went all the way along here to have a look at those shipwrecks in the, maybe that was episode 2, maybe it's 2 or 3. I can't remember which one, because we did very early. We did a tour similar to this one, and we did the that down there, that monument down there, and then we went to the shipwrecks. That were all the early episodes. But anyway, you see this little bit here that I've lit up, and that is the ocean monument. There's another one, because that one's pretty much done with now. We will convert that into a farm at some point. But you can see there's another ocean monument over there where we desperately need to clear that out, because we could really do with some more sponges, because of a massive project that I'd like to try at some point. You see this whole section of water here? Just as an exercise, I would like to build a big dam across here and drain this entirely. We'll put some little dams across here, but I would like, in some date, just for the fun of it, to drain this entire area out. We're going to need a lot of sponges and a lot of sand, I think, for that, but it could be an interesting build. But I haven't settled on any plans at all for that. It's just an idea that we're floating out there. So let's see, what else can we see from up here. We see our navigation tower, so you see that's the marker for a village. These little towers that go off into the distance there, so it starts from here, just so originally because we couldn't have the coordinates on in Bedrock, but now that we can, we don't actually need these towers to get back. And you can see here, these are the navigation towers, which eventually lead off down that way, which goes to the little fortress underground there, the stronghold even. You can see it, I don't know if you can see it, just past there as well, there was actually another stronghold that we have yet to explore. You can see it under the water, you can see the buildings sitting in the bottom of the ocean if you use night vision. But we will explore that soon, I think, just to have a little explore and have a look around in that one, because I already finished the one that was over that way, except for lighting up the end portal. But anyway, enough of that, let's hop down, and we're going to go to the middle level. And we're going to hop back into the Nether Hub and head up to the, I think we'll do the slime farm first. Oh, and we've missed it. So here we are at the little house that we built at the nearly the top of the tower, and we're just going to hop now into here, and you can see how far away the iron farm and the slime farm is. Let's see how quickly we can get to them just by hopping through here. So let's hop out of here, straight along the path, and we'll go to the iron farm first. So here we are now in the iron farm. It doesn't produce very much, this one. You can see here there's a couple of chickens that have landed down here. Let's just get a shot of them for now, and if we have enough inventory space, which we don't, we'll just get rid of those for now. We'll come back for them later. Let's have a quick look here, because I've made just a tiny couple of modifications. But first we'll look down this corridor. You see that torch that's on the ground there? That is where I have to AFK for this thing to work. Oh, actually, we have one other task to do whilst we are down here. I'll tell you what, we'll go up and then we will come back down here. So here we are, just outside of the iron farm, and see all the villagers there are quite happy. They're now actually rebreeding their numbers because there was a catastrophe. I had an issue where every now and again a lightning strike in this sort of weather, you know, would cause a witch, and because I was AFKing here, it happened quite a lot, and there was about 10 witches in there. There's that little kid one you can see there growing. So I had to come in here. I died 3 times in the process of clearing the witches out and accidentally killed multiple villagers. So now we have some new librarians, thankfully. And what I've done as well is I've extended the roof with slabs on the top there. And I have lit it up as well. Let's just see if we can dirt block up here. And you'll see that I've put loads of torches up here. I don't think anything can spawn on this roof anymore. Just try to see if we can see any of them there. Occasionally as well the golems get stuck. I'm going to have to come up with something to stop them from doing that. Let's just hop now on here. Have something to eat. So that's the updates for here, just mainly putting a roof on there just so that you know, it just minimises the chances of them getting converted into witches. So let's hop down here, and one thing that really bugs me down here in this corridor are these switches. You cannot really see them, so we're going to get a shot of these and replace them with wooden ones so that we can actually see them. And we're going to do that all the way along here because there's a few other switches as well. I think I've actually done a couple of them, maybe. Yep, so we've done this one here, so that one's fine. Let's keep going. When I AFK, I stand on this block, I look this way, put the menu up, and then that's it. Just leave the computer running. It's almost like a screensaver, just because we need iron. Oh, could you hear that in there? So somewhere through that wall, there's obviously a creature. Let's swap that button out there. This is just a little side path that goes... that must have been what it was, that spider. A little path here that just comes out here to a little back door on the surface. Let's go down here, because I think there is one more door down here. Possibly. Yep, there it is. So let's get rid of that. Pop that up there. And we'll have a look at the doors here, if any of these need to be changed. Nope, that looks like a wooden button there. And that's a wooden button there. This one has those, and there's wooden buttons all the way around that. Let's slide down here. And a wooden button there, that's brilliant. So next up, since we're here, now we're going to have a look at the slime farm. I finally got round to, one night, converting all of these to being slabs, just to improve the spawning rates. And you'll also see as well, I took an extra channel beyond the chunk boundaries out, and this just gives the absolute maximum possibility for a large slime to spawn. So now they have the extra headroom, and they have an extra. We're having this extra little patch here. It means that a large slime could spawn on this block. Whereas before they could only spawn close to it, is this block here. So it gives this extra entire row around the outside of these 2 spawn chunks where they can actually spawn in. And I also got finished putting the iron golems because I'd taken away 4 of them here because I thought it was to do with, well, it was to do with the mob cap, but I found out it was actually because there was a whole load of drowned that were all caught in a little pocket that was eating up our limit. And as you can see here, I've done this on every single level, so we can just slide down these ladders, and you never actually see any slimes here at all, but actually we'll see if we have actually gotten anything. Occasionally the train stops. I think it's just due with chunks loading and unloading, and the only way to fix it is you can't push it, you have to actually destroy it and rebuild it. We've got a little bit of slime there. What have we got here? Just a few odds and ends, and there's of course our water elevator to go back. So next up, let's head back to the surface and see whatever maintenance jobs that we've got left to do. There's one major one. I don't want to go all the way to the top, and we want to do these gates. So if we hop out here, now obviously you can see this one here because there is a path running up to it, but we desperately need to change all of the gates for these darker ones, the dark oak, just so that when we're running across the fields we can see them, because you see, I mean, you can see that one there, so you know where you're running to it. But there are multiple gates around here that you just, from a distance, you can't see. I actually found the other day a gate over there which has prompted me to do this, and I couldn't recall placing that gate. I didn't realise it was there, and I had been going all the way around the sides every single time. So let's pop that in there, and we're going to go quick run around the entire perimeter and replace any gates that are not dark oak. Whilst we are just over this bit here, what I'll do is I'll quickly put a gate on here, and I'll show you something which was part of the result of why the iron farm wasn't working, I believe, anyway, or even the slime farm wasn't producing enough. There's a little patch here where a creeper blew out, and you see all those guys down there? They are spawning and they're getting pulled down here, and there's loads of them in here. But this was actually part of the reason why the slime farm wasn't producing, because of all these guys down here. But I didn't, rather than patch it up, I've actually just left it there because it keeps them from climbing up this side here, because they all get stuck down there. Now you see this gate here? This is the gate that I didn't realise that I had. I was using that gate up there, or going all the way along there and in that way. And I could have just saved myself a whole load of time and just put it in there. But well, we've got the different colours in now, so that should make life a little bit easier for us. Okay everybody, I think that is all of the gates replaced, and as you can see now, you can see these gates a mile off against all of these all of the wood that we've got around here. So yeah, I quite like that. I don't know why that chicken, as soon as I let it out, it immediately ran into this one. I think it maybe just wanted the company from these guys. We will build a stable across on the other island there, and we'll just move those across there because I'd like to have them enclosed, and I think I'll name them as well just to try and make sure they don't despawn. But next, let's hop down into our base for a moment there. I'm just going to show you something as well, because we've been doing quite a few projects, and one thing I'm going to show you here is, well, actually we can change this gate whilst we're here, just the one. So let's swap that one out, if we can get it in the right spot. I've marked off some areas here, and we are really struggling for storage. I was going to have this corridor to have a lot of little rooms going off it, but what I've decided to do now is this is going to be a bulk storage. So the corridor will still be this wide, but we're going to carve it back a couple of areas, and down either side we are going to have bulk storage for items that we're just getting too many of. So we can get 80 different items here, but we're going to have to double up on the cobble, because we have absolutely mountains of it. Let's go into the mystery room, which I started putting chests in the mystery room back here when we were carving out the slime farm, and all of these boxes are all cobble. These boxes on this side are like a mixture of different blocks that have overflowed that we just don't have the space for in the main storage room outside. So we're going to build a bigger storage room fairly soon. In fact, we're probably going to work on that storage episode after we've done the episode for the what do you call it, the manor. We'll probably do the manor house, and then we will come back and do the storage system, and then maybe do the mine shaft after that. We'll see how it goes. Right, for the next and what's probably going to be the final part of our little maintenance run that we are doing here, first I'm just going to see if we have some spruce steps. Yes we do. I'm going to get rid of some of the gear that we have in here because we're going to build an actual path going out to our monument that we built in the last episode. And then we actually will come back and we're going to have to update all of these maps, aren't we? Yeah, so we will head out there, and what I'm going to do is, because it's not on the maps here yet, I think it's maybe here or possibly out here where we have our monument. And I've marked out a path and it's going to follow along this direction. And then we need to update all of these as well because we made a few changes to the paths, and I don't know how the slabs, if the slabs will even affect it at all. But let's head out there, and I think we'll grab, if we've got a spare shovel. Right, so let's now head on up and we'll see where we're going to build this path to. I've taken some extra shovels with us because shovels just seem to, they go through so quickly when you're building pathways. Before we get too far, let's actually sort out the path here, shall we? Because we'll need a grass block in there, pop that there, and then we'll make our steps. And let's just see if there is anything else that needs to have an elevation change along here. Let's have a look. I think, nope, we're in the clear, because then you can see there, that's the bridge that goes over to the skeleton farm. So yep, that's worked out brilliantly. Right, so here you can see the area that I've marked off, which is going to be the path with all these torches. But just before we do that, I'm going to, because this is quite a tight step up, and I've got it left the steps right. We will come back later on and we will put some steps going up here, just so that you can get up there a little bit easier. So let's carve out this path here and try and make it look as natural as possible. There's a storm setting in here now, and we're in creeper territory. This does not go well for our path, because we could wind up with another charged creeper. So there we go. At the moment, I'm just going to end the path here, and I'll decide at a later date how it's actually going to match up. Since we built this, I've made one tiny little change in that, because we had all those extra books and I couldn't decide quite how to place them around the structure. I've just put the little monument here, so you can come along and you can read the book here at the memorial. Sort of thing. I'd love to see a lightning strike on the top of there. That would be awesome if lightning could go to fence posts or iron railings even. It's really loud, that, in my headphones. So right, we're going to capture it really quickly, and we are going to hop back to the base, because I realised as I was building this that there was something I forgot to show you guys in the base. So we're going to go back along here. We're going to light this up, hopefully very well. Let's hop up here, and I'll have to go back in and get the get the stairs for here, but I'll do that when I update the maps. But let's just hop out over here, back across. Let's try and get in from this storm. So here we are now in a little bit of shelter now, out of the rain, out of the lightning, and it's still loud, isn't it? Yeah, the Minecraft gods are angry, I think, about something. But anyway, I think back in the first episode I showed you this down below place, and the other day I decided, because I was hoping to save it off until we had a beacon, but I decided to carve it out. That is really loud up there, isn't it? I finished carving it out, and it's not as big as what it was originally, because originally it came all the way back here, but we had to sacrifice a chunk of this because of our kelp farm. Let's just slide down here. I think I'll keep this pool of water here just for going down, but this is us at the bottom layer. And you can still hear that lightning. I would have thought down here maybe you would have been alright. Hear the thunder up there. But I'm going to carve this out a little bit more. We're going to take this wall back, maybe it's another 2 chunks, and this wall back 2 chunks at least. And we're going to build a little underground sort of village down here. But going back to the storage system that I was talking about before, where we're going to build a bulk storage, I've been doing a little bit of mining other than carving out these chunks here. I went on a little bit of a diamond search, as you can see as I'm stepping backwards here slowly, and I may have gone a little bit too far with the mining. I've spent, it was just 2 nights, an hour each night, just slowly carving this whole area back. You can still hear that above there. This, if you recall, next to one of the water elevators, there is a bit that says lava lakes. We've actually carved out across to there. We've found another skeleton spawner. If I just come down here a little bit, I should say this goes up to like 500 odd on the coordinates there in the top corner. So you can see, up there is a skeleton spawner up there, which we'll probably do something with. We might as well, there's no point in wasting the spawners. If we come along a little bit further, if we come along to this bit here, you see there, I've marked there is a zombie spawner, and there is a second zombie spawner down here. Those are lit up at the moment just so we don't have to deal with them. We're almost at the mining face here. The problem I've got at the minute is I had to pause because I didn't have a shovel on me at the time. And there is a good amount of gravel that I've got to remove from all these sections here. And then I just took a single mining chunk here just to see what was ahead of us. But out here, it's 608. We are beyond the... let's wait for the lightning, the thunder to stop there even. And we are actually beyond the point where we were at our memorial. We've dug underneath it and miles past it. But let's get back to our base now. It'll take a moment just to get all the way back down here. Okay, now we are back. We are back now under our base, and we're going to get back up to the main chamber. To do that, we could go up the ladders. That will take us straight in. That, or I carved out a little channel here, and this is the item elevator in our slime farm. And this is also the base of the tower that well, the first tower that we built. So we can just slide straight up here. That's really loud, that. Let's see if we can sleep through it here. It is the middle of the night. Another task that we need to do in here is we need to get our notice board tidied up. And we need to cross off the things that we have now complete. So we now have a blaze farm. We have a skeleton farm. Let's collect those. We've built our tower. We haven't updated our navigation towers yet. We haven't fixed that XP farm yet, although we don't really need it. Trident farm. Now we are going to kind of mix these two because we are going to the farm that we have for the zombies, we are going to have them convert into drowns, and the possibility then that we may get some tridents off them. I don't know if it will actually work though. Let's see, Spider Farm. I know where the spawner is. It's next to our super tower, and we'll probably do that shortly as well. See, base interior and surface tech. We're doing kind of half of that. We just need to do the base interior. And let's see, trading hall. That's to come soon. We desperately need to fix that roof. We need to open that canyon as well, because there's about to be loads of stuff in there. Village breeder, we haven't done that. Gold farm, yeah, we desperately need a gold farm as well, because I want lots of railway tracks. We've done a nether hub. We've discussed the big dam. Witch farm, there is a witch house. Can you see it on this map? No, it's just, actually, that might be it there. On that corner, because I know it's just beyond these hills, the hills where I collected the llamas from. Let's see what else we got here. Which farm? Yep. Stronghold. Yep, we're going to clear that new stronghold at some point soon. The ocean monument that's southwest of here. That'll be this one here. Yeah, we need to finish up that one there. The mesa biome. Well, we're going to do that manor house. Have I made a note of it here? Nope. We're going to do that manor house soon. And the mesa biome that I found is actually en route, so we can pop out there and have a look, because it is a really nice looking area. But let's have a look and see what else we've got here. There's that forest manor, so yeah, we'll be doing both of those at the same time. Guardian farm, yeah, we definitely need to do something about that. And the bedroom, yeah, because we've done nothing at all in that room next door. Stables, yep. We're going to have to do that one very soon as well. I've got lots of these. We need to try and get these done, because I need the stables is going to be built somewhere here, and then we're going to put a town hall in this section here. I'm thinking about doing a villager breeder out here somewhere, because I don't know how it will affect the doors for the villagers. There is an abandoned village over here. Because I don't know what happened. There was loads of villagers in there. I took 3 of them and brought them up here, because that's what we did to start the iron farm. And I came back a couple of weeks later and there was nobody there. It's a ghost town. So I think what we do is maybe turn that into a villager breeder all the way out here, and then it means that once we can actually repopulate the village with villagers that we don't want. Yeah, that sounds like it'd be the best way of doing that. Now, is there anything else that we need to cross off this list? I think I need to change that sign up there. And what else have we got here? Extend the library. That's a day that we've got a beacon. Phantom farm. Yep, I did do a few experiments with that and it wasn't consistent. But we'll have a bit of a go in the creative world and see what we can come up with. The mine shaft, well, we're going to do that one fairly sharpish anyway. And we also need to put the storage system up as well. And we need a creeper farm as well, because we need gunpowder. I was going to build that out here, out in the ocean. But that's for another day. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, now the final task in our maintenance episode is we are going to update our maps. This is the bit that's going to take probably the longest. Let's just clear all these bits out of our inventory for a minute. Now, which of these will we need to update? I think we can probably just get away with those 4 for here. This one here is going to be the time-consuming one, because there is going to be a lot of things to update on it. But I'm going to go away and update that, and I'll see you all in a few minutes. Okay, everybody, we are now back. It's taken, the storm is still going on above us there, and it has taken 3 trips around our base, all the way around this perimeter, to get all of our maps up to date. So you can see there our memorial, just the difference there with the little pathway going to it, and you can see the little paths that go through all the areas here. You can also see as well the updated roof over at the iron farm. But you can also see that a lot clearer on this more zoomed in map. The storm is still raging up there. We've slept twice and the storm is still going on above us. But then we see we've got the path going down there. I assume these little lighter patches here are the steps that we put in. dotted around. I finished off this little step here as well and put some fresh ones going down into the canal that runs throughout this section. But you can see there's our memorial a little bit more closely, and it goes through the steps that are the paths that lead through here. You see a little stripe there as well. That is soul sand that I placed in the water just to see if you can make a path ages ago. Yep, there we go. This has been a bit of a strange episode, I would say, because it's been a maintenance episode and taking a look around different things that we've done. We did, right at the very start of this, make a little thing for sounding a noise every time something comes in. So it makes a buzz there, and it'll also do the same. Anything that comes in from the smelter will do exactly the same thing there. We will work as well on a storage system coming up shortly to basically to house all of this cobble and all of the bulk resources, because there's lots of our other chests. Take like this one here. This is getting completely out of hand, this one here. And there's also some other things like the potatoes and stuff that are taking up too much space. Potions, we've been making potions as well. Just so we've got a nice supply of them. We already have a storage facility back here for the books. Let's just hop in here, and you can see here this is obviously where we keep all of our books, and there's a little light on underneath each one if there's an actual book in there. We've got loads of mixed books as well. Lock ourselves in. Let's just trigger that again so it locks. There we go. Let's pop our key back on there. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. In the next episode, we are going to be taking a trip 20,000 blocks away, and we are going to go and raid a manor house. I'll probably record that tomorrow, and it'll go out the next week after this one. It has been a little bit of a delay getting this particular episode out, but bear in mind you did get 3 episodes in the previous week, and I've been busy with some of my clients doing some of their missions for them. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to rate, comment, favourite and subscribe, and stay out of the rain as well, I suppose. So I'll see you all next time.